Hello, Martha Moore here, Jamberry Nails independent consultant, and I am doing a quick video today to show you how I like to apply my Jamberry nail wraps. So, as you can see, as you can see, I've already done this hand is completely done, and this hand's done except for my pinky finger, so that's the one I'm going to be doing today. And I am currently wearing the January Style Box wraps, so they're super cute and they're exclusive. You can only get the Style Box wraps by subscribing to Style Box. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to just show you quickly how I like to apply my Jamberry nail wraps and how simple and easy it really is. So the first thing I want to let you know is that I've already prepped my nails. So what I did was I washed my hands with Dawn dish soap, and then I pushed my cuticles back. You want to make sure your cuticles are pushed back as far back as you can push them. And then I actually wiped down each of my nails with white vinegar. I just wiped it on there. That makes it nice and ready for your nail wrap. You can use alcohol too. I like to use white vinegar because it's nice and natural. So the tools that I'm going to need to apply my wraps would be my wraps. I'm actually mixing and matching today, so as you can see, I've already done all 9 of my fingers except for my pinky finger right here, so I still have a ton of wrap left. This one I used as an accent nail, so I don't need that one anymore. And this is the sheet that I'm going to be working with. So I need my wraps. The other tools that I'm going to be using today are nail scissors. These are really nice. They come in the application kit that you can get from Jamberry, and these are really nice nail scissors, so I definitely recommend them. I'm going to be using a cuticle pusher. This one's really nice too. This one's from Jamberry. It's a rubber cuticle pusher. And I'm going to be using a glass nail file. This is not from Jamberry, but you can get them in a beauty supply store or online. And my secret weapon, I'm going to be using a spoon cuticle pusher that I use for a special step at the end that helps me with my curved nails. So those are the tools that I'm going to be using. Now when I go to put on my Jamberry nail wraps, first, because the backing is clear, I can size to see what wrap is going to fit my nail. Now, I've put wraps on so many times that I already know which wrap fits which finger, but when you are sizing in the beginning, you want to make sure that it's slightly smaller than your fingernail. You don't want it to be overlapping your skin at all or touching your cuticles at all. So this one, I don't know if we can see that very well, but this one's a really good example. There's a sliver of skin on the side, of nail on the side. It's not touching my skin at all. That's about the size I want. So I know from experience that this wrap right here is going to be the one that's going to fit my pinky fingernail the best. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to, of course, and I also have my Jamberry heater. I forgot to. That's a very important tool. It's probably my favorite tool because it's way easier than a blow dryer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my heater on. And it is on. It's nice and quiet. And then I'm going to, this is the wrap that I'm going to use for my pinky finger. So I'm going to look to see about how long my finger is, and then I want to leave a little bit of extra because I can use that for toes later. So that's the extra. I'm going to save that for later. And then I'm going to use my cuticle pusher, and I'm just going to pick up the wrap, and I'm going to hold it in front of the heat for just a few seconds until it becomes pliable. And then I'm going to place that on my pinky nail. Now if I have to touch it to reposition it, that's fine. I just want to make sure that I'm only touching the part that's not going to be touching my nail. So it's fine for me to pick it up and reposition it if it's not straight. I just realized I'm left-handed and you can't see what I'm doing. So, now it's on there pretty straight. I'm going to push it down with my finger first, is what I like to do, push it down with my finger. And then I'm going to heat it up for another few seconds. And then I'm going to use my rubber cuticle pusher and just push the center and then down. Let me turn it so you can see what I'm doing. And then down the sides as well. So I do the center first and then down on each side. And then I like to put one finger on top and just pull a little bit on the end and stretch it. That's a nice little trick to get any bubbles or anything that's not smooth. Get that smoothed out at the end. I like to feel with my finger, make sure it feels nice and smooth. Now, here is my secret weapon for bubbles. I have curved nails, so sometimes on the edges, if I'm not careful, I might get a bubble or two, and that drives me crazy. So I use my spoon pusher. I'm going to heat it up in front of my heater for just a few seconds, and then I'm going to use that to smooth down my wrap. So the metal, it's not burning me, it's not crazy hot, but it just helps make sure that wrap is nice and smooth and pressed down on all sides. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my heater. Now typically what I would do, once I have the wrap on there, like this, is I will cut the excess. There's still going to be a little bit there, but I'll cut the excess, and then I'll wait and do the other side, the matching nail on the other side, just to give it a minute to set, make sure it's all good. And then I'll go back and I'll file off the tip of the wrap. Now I already did the other nail, so I don't really need to wait. So I'm just going to go ahead and file it off now. Typically though, I would recommend waiting just a couple minutes. I think that does make a little bit of a difference. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my finger out, and at a 90-degree angle, I'm just going to file down. You don't want to go side to side. That will lift up the wrap. But if you just file down like this, and with a glass file, it takes a little more time than a regular file, but I find it has much better results. And it just files right off. Ooh, a little bit more. And there we go. It is all on there. There is nothing on the underside sticking up, so I know it's not going to catch on things. And it is perfectly smooth, no bubbles. And now my nails are done and ready to go in just a few minutes' time. If you have any questions or want to ask me about application tips or anything else, please feel free to send me an email at marthamorejams@gmail.com.